Good job, buddy. Will everyone please rise?
This side, right?
All right, everyone please be seated. Friends and family, we are gathered here today to celebrate the union of Julia and Peter. This ceremony is a joyful recognition of the journey that they have embarked upon together. It's a journey marked not by the milestones of tradition, but by the unique path that they have chosen to tread together. Again, my name is Allison, and I have the distinct honor and a healthy dose of terror of standing before you all today as we celebrate the wedding of this wonderful couple. When they asked me to officiate, I was both flattered and slightly concerned that they may have mistaken me for someone else because public speaking is not necessarily my thing, but I consider myself to be a close friend of these two, and the thing is with Julia and Peter, I, like many other people here today, would do anything for them if it meant bringing them happiness. So after 5 long, hard minutes of searching the internet and becoming an official ordained minister, here we are. And I could not be any more honored to be here today to do this for the two of you. So let's take your chances and roll the dice, and let's get this party started. For those who don't know, Julia and Peter's love story began with an online match. A shout out to Hinge. And from their first date, where they met each other in the woods for a hike, first date, which was a risky but ended up being a very successful move on both their parts, they knew that they had something special. And it was after they shared their first kiss, they both knew that the other person felt like home. When I asked Peter to describe Julia, he said she is the most beautiful person he's ever met and the funniest person to spend his days with. And when I asked Julia to describe Pete, she described him as incredibly patient, kind, and someone who makes her a better version of herself, as if that's even possible. Seeing these two together, it's clear that they complement each other in the best of ways. They built a relationship of mutual respect, laughter, and an unshakable bond. They've been through ups and downs and have come out stronger together each and every time. Marriage, or as Julia and Pete would like me to refer the term as, marriage, is a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about finding that one person who you can rely on for the rest of your life in the most loving, supportive, and enduring way possible. It's also about growing together, facing life's challenges as a team, and celebrating each other's victories no matter how small. It's a beautiful, messy, and hilarious adventure that the two of you are embarking together. So, Julia, Peter, it's now time to exchange your rings and your vows. First, will Ryan provide the rings? So, Peter, please repeat after me. Julia, with this ring, I thee wed, and I do promise to love, honor, and cherish you, in good times and in bad, for richer and poorer, in sickness and health, until death do us part. Julia, please repeat after me. Peter, with this ring, I thee wed, and I do promise to love, to honor, and to cherish you, in good times and in bad, in sickness and health, until death do us part. Okay, please exchange rings. The couple has now exchanged rings, and these rings symbolize the never-ending love you feel for each other. The ring has neither a beginning nor an end, just as there is no beginning or end to the love that you have for one another. These rings will be a reminder of the vows that you have taken today. So, this is it. Before all these witnesses, you have pledged to be joined in marriage. You have now sealed this pledge with your rings. So by the authority vested in me by the great state of New Jersey, I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Koza. You may now kiss the bride. Give a big round of applause for
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
And the sunlight hurts my eyes. Beautiful. There's something without wanting love.
Please give a warm welcome to the groom's parents, Diane and Roberto. Line of stage, please give a warm welcome to the bride's parents, Deborah and Alan. Here they come. All right, and last but not least, make as much noise as you can. Introducing for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Koza, everybody. All right, now we would like to invite the groom's mom to come up and have a dance.
Somehow
we're going to invite the bride's father to come have a dance with the bride.
Time to close your eyes and save these questions for another day. I think I know what you've been asking me. I think you know what I've been trying to say. I promised I would never leave you, and you should always know. Sailing on an emerald bay, and like a boat out on the ocean, I'm rocking you to sleep. The water's dark and deep inside this ancient heart. You'll always be a part of me.
All right, folks, I believe we're going to hear from Deborah first. Is that right?
Mother of Julia. I would like to thank all of you for joining us today, and I apologize if we took some of you away from your family on Father's Day. Everyone, happy Father's Day. Or they would not have this beautiful son. Okay. That was not added in my thing, but anyway. Also today, Julia has a memory tattoo that for people who are not here, and oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do this. Got it? Woo! Okay. Those people led us to the path we are on today. I want to acknowledge them, and they will always be in our hearts and never forgotten. We wish you were here. Julia, my daughter, you're my best friend. I am so proud of all your accomplishments. You have always amazed me. You are very determined to get what you want, and you won't let anything stop you. Okay, Allie ruined what I was going to say about the meeting online and everything else.
Nice one.
Thanks, Allie. I wish you had forwarded me what you were going to say, because I would have done something different. But anyway, and single guys and single ladies, seriously, do not ever meet in a park. I am never going to let you forget that. All right, now that's said and done. Where am I on my stupid thing? Okay, so she read me his profile, and I said this is an absolute no-brainer. And it truly was a no-brainer. They are very similar, as you all know, and Peter became a fixture to our family. And we welcomed him with open arms. He got us through COVID. He ate some dinners that he probably didn't enjoy. And he also played, we played games. So he played his favorite game, Trump, on multiple occasions. With that said, Peter was the life of my daughter. My daughter would come out and she would be totally glowing. Glowing. I knew this was it. So Peter approached us and he asked us if he could marry Julia. I said to him, I said, Peter, you know you're going to have to marry the entire family. And he said, and I said, are you ready for this? And his response was, seriously, 100%. So everyone, I would like all of, hey, wait. I just have to find it. Peter, I know you will always be there for her. I know you will always support her. And I know you will always love her. Remember, a happy wife is a happy life. So please, everyone, pick up a glass and toast with me. Julia and Peter, may you always look at each other the way you do today, with so much love in your eyes for the rest of your life. We love you both. To Julia and Peter.
Okay, I believe we're going to hear from Ryan next.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ryan.
I just want to say, first of all, it's the most terrifying thing I've ever done in my life. But when your best friend asks you to do a speech, I feel like you can't say no. So, give me a moment while I pull up my script. Hello, my name is Ryan Sullivan. I have the immense honor of standing here today as Peter's best man. First, I'd like to thank Peter for choosing me. When Peter first proposed to Julia, I couldn't help but wonder who he'd pick at all. I thought he might choose any of our friends, but secretly, I definitely was hoping he was going to choose me. As I prepared for today, I found myself reflecting on many years of friendship I've shared with Peter so much. Along with our friend Nick, we've been inseparable since first grade, and I think it's kind of amazing to think about how long we've stuck together for that long. In elementary school, Peter moved down the street from me, which was perfect for just daily hangouts all the time. We'd ride the bus together every day, and over time, our friendship really grew stronger. Of course, like any kids, we had our fair share of fights and arguments. I usually managed to trick Peter somehow and get him in trouble. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Peter was always the host with the most. I felt like Ferris Bueller cutting through neighbors' backyards just to get into Peter's house. Especially in the summer when Peter had his pool. If any kid growing up didn't have a pool and had the unique privilege of a friend with a pool, you understand. That was amazing. I really missed that pool.
Let's go back.
I know.
Let's go.
Recently, I did the math and double-checked it because I'm quite awful at math, especially writing speeches sometimes. And I've known Peter for 20 years as of this year. It's kind of crazy because that's most of our adult lives. And it's kind of crazy to think about how much hair this man has grown in that time. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't be the same person at all today without you, Peter. When Peter first started talking to Julia, I knew something was different. I remember being excited to be here, but because of COVID, by the time we finally did, Peter was already head over heels in love with her. And then it's clear that was just the beginning of something special. Time flies by really fast. And I want to thank you, Peter, for being a great friend through thick and thin. Julia, I want to personally thank you for opening up your house for game nights and just complete idiocy. It made so much noise, and definitely their neighbors yelled at us. But we just never heard about it. Thank you, and thank you for dealing with this buffoon and his big bald head. I'm so happy you two have found each other, and I look forward to cherishing many moments with you both. To Peter and Julia.
Okay, I think we have two more speakers. I believe Matt, we'll hear from Matt first.
Hello, everybody. You guys having a good time? Yeah. So, I should tell you before I even start, this was Peter's idea. I was originally going to come up here and just wing it. That was part of the stipulation. Peter, I betrayed your trust, and I wrote some things down. Yes, that's true. I have a bit of a tendency to go that way when I start telling stories. So I decided I'm only going to talk about what's on this paper, with the exception of one extra thing. But before I get started, I would like to say a couple of thank yous. First, thank you to you two. Peter, thank you for asking me to do this. This is, I feel really honored to be able to do this. I don't feel like I necessarily deserved it. We're going to find out about why that is in a little bit. And also specifically, thank you both for being brave enough to let me stand in front of a microphone in front of all your friends and family. And thank you to everybody here. Thank you for coming out and celebrating my friends Julia and Mr. Clean. They're both fantastic people, and they deserve every bit of the love that you guys are giving them today. I'm really glad that Peter asked me to do this for two specific reasons. One, I love making people laugh. Two, I specifically like making fun of this man right here. And specifically, one thing about Peter that I like, and I'm not exaggerating this, he has my absolute favorite laugh out of anybody in the world. If anybody's ever heard him start going, it's incredible. It's the mixture of like mad scientist and like migratory bird. He just starts talking away, and I love it. So my only goal with this is to make him laugh, and hopefully have everybody here join in my enjoyment of his talking. I figured I'd start with a funny story about how I met Peter. So we currently work together. This is actually the second job we worked together. I'll get to that in a minute. But we went to high school together. And the funny thing is, I actually have no idea how I met Peter. It must have been the most unremarkable, boring thing ever. Because I literally do not remember. He tells me we had classes together. He could be lying. I do, however, have a very specific first memory of Peter, because I've been trying to think back about, when I met him, and I couldn't actually think of it. But the earliest memory I have of Peter is we were in high school, probably freshman or sophomore year, and Peter was part of some after-school club. Can't remember what. And they were in the hallway outside the cafeteria selling tickets for some after-school fundraiser. And I remember walking past him, and for those of you guys over there that know Peter really well, he used to always wear this pair of purple pants. And so he's sitting at the table, just trying to sell tickets. He's wearing these purple pants. He's got this just strange haircut where it's really long, but the side of it is shaved. And he's plucking away on a bass guitar, not plugged into anything because nobody would have wanted to hear it anyway. But it's not plugged into. And I walk past it and I'm like, man, that kid probably sucks. Like, there's no way that kid is cool. And also keep in mind, I've already told this story to Peter, so just, remember you asked for this. So that was in high school. So fast forward to after high school, I started taking classes at CCM. I'm a huge TV film guy. I'm sitting in my first year broadcasting class. I'm sitting there waiting for everybody to show up, and who do you think walks into the room and sits right next to me? Yeah, I can't say for sure if he was wearing the purple pants, but it's likely. He probably was. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be fun. I don't like this kid. Of course, I don't know anything about him, but I just know that I don't like him. And then, right about the same time as I started working at a music store over in Rockaway, Ritchie's Music Center, Carlos, who is actually the owner, or Peter and I's and when Carlos, actually, just side note, when he found out I was going to be giving a speech, he told me if I didn't mention the music store, he was going to break my legs. So I made sure to mention the store for you, so there you go. So, about the same time as I started taking classes at CCM, when I'm sitting next to Peter, I started working at this music store. And I started there as just a regular old, sales associate, just sitting by the floor, saying hi to people when they walk in. I was there for probably 3 or 4 months, and then Peter comes walking in the door, and he walks up to my manager at the time, and he says, hey, I'd really like to work here, can I fill out an application, can I do this? So he does, talks to my manager at the time. He walks out the door, and as you could probably all guess, I say to him, absolutely not, no way. Whatever you do, do not hire that man. I hate every fiber of his being. And of course, my wish was not granted. Peter was promptly hired on the spot. And so we started working together. So in the span of about 2 weeks, I figured I'm never going to see him ever again in my life. And now he's at work, he's at school, he's in my dreams at night. I can't get away from the guy. So, however, the moral of the story is do not be like me. Do not prejudge somebody to the nth degree like I did. Within 2 weeks of working at the music store with Peter and taking the classes with him, he instantly became one of my favorite people. Turns out we have a ton in common. Who's to say who was in the what first? Maybe he copied me on some things, maybe not. Obviously, we have TV and film in common. We both play guitar, a bunch of different things. So, the first couple months of working together at the music store was great because we were low pay rate, low responsibility employees, tons of opportunity for workplace shenanigans, smashing stuff in the back of the store, you name it, the whole thing. And then within a couple months, our manager got canned, and I was promoted, so now I'm Pete's boss. Pretty cool, right? But it did lead to a kind of a weird dynamic because we're obviously the same age, we graduated high school together. And now at this point, we're friendly at work and we're friends, and I consider him a friend, but now I'm his boss, and Peter, not the best employee at the time. Lots of babysitting required, lots of making sure that, we're finding it. Hey, Pete, remember that thing I asked you to do 4 times? Oops, yeah, exactly. No, you don't remember it. So, what went from being a very fun, pleasant time working with Peter, you know, good times don't always last. Now that I'm his boss, we start arguing. Specifically, like a married couple. And that's not just my opinion. We have, I'm not joking, probably 7 or 8 customers overhear us arguing and say, you know, you guys kind of argue like a married couple. Like, that's kind of weird. Remember this? So Julia, specifically, I'd like to apologize to you because Peter is entering this union with tons of marital arguing experience. And I won most of them. But Peter won some, so. And now, specifically, I've been trying to make up for that. And so, Peter and I have now been working together for like 8 years. So I do see him every day, for sometimes more than I'd like to, every day. And especially with the wedding coming up and all the planning and the stress and this and that, Peter will come into work and say, oh man, you're never going to guess what Julia said, or what she did, and this and that. And it's nothing bad, I promise. But like I said, I'm trying to make up for that. So I just gaslight him all day long. He comes in, he starts telling me about this and that, and I don't listen. And then I wait till he's done, and I say, you know, Peter, I think I kind of agree with Julia on that. And I, of course, have absolutely no idea what he's saying, so. Happy wife, happy life, Peter. And so I originally was not going to say this because I wasn't sure what the communal knowledge on this was, but thank you to Allie. I wasn't sure if the dating app was going to be in play or not. So I wanted to tell you guys another quick funny story about Peter. Before Peter and Julia met, Pete was single for a couple months. You asked for this. So, Pete was single for a couple months, and he was mainlining every dating app on the App Store. And we would be at work, and of course I'm still his boss at this point, so we'd be at work, and customers would be in there, and you'd see Pete just swiping around. And it is a very distinct movement on the phone. Like, you know that he's not reading the daily record or anything. He's most certainly swiping. And probably 2 months of people, dude, look at this. Look who I matched for this and that. You know, first couple times it's cool. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th time, you're like, all right, I don't care. Please go do that thing I asked you to do for the 4th time.
There it is.
Yeah. See? So, right around the time that he met Julie was during the lockdown. So our store was closed for a couple months. We were all gone. And for the first time in my life, it was actually the time where I didn't see Peter for an extended period of time. But I did miss you quite a lot. You too. Yeah. And it was really weird because when we went back into work, this was probably the end of 2020. So Pete had been talking to Julie for a couple months and things were going well. It was really weird. He came back into work. And he was like a brand new man. He lost a bunch of weight, got in really great shape. He started his own videography business. I didn't have to babysit him at work, and all of the hair on his head ran away. If you're keeping track, that's 4 bald jokes between Ryan and myself. It was actually up in the air whether or not he was going to shave his head for this. And you said yesterday you may not shave it. And if you decided to not shave this, I would have to throw this away because this is all bald jokes. So then, one quick last little funny story. I don't know if you know this yet, but I almost ruined the proposal. Yeah, oh, yeah. So, I had obviously known about how Pete was going to propose to Julie for quite a while he was planning it. And it was our weekend, and it was a day where I had to go and open up the music store. Again, please don't break my legs. And I, bonehead maneuver, locked my keys inside the store the night before. So there was nobody so there was nobody there to open up the store. Tyler, who had not yet had his key to the store, also could not open the store. And the only buddy that lives within 30 miles of the store is Peter. And I happen to know that Peter was in the area because he was taking Julia up on this big, beautiful hike to propose to her at the top of the hike. And I'm sitting there on top, like, oh no. So I call Peter, I'm like, Pete, what are you doing? And I have to act like I don't know exactly what he's doing. I'm like, did you guys start hiking up yet? Thankfully, they had not. So they ended up coming down to the store to unlock the place for me. And me and Tyler have to sit there like, hi guys, nothing weird to see here. Good luck. So yeah, so thank you for almost letting me potentially ruin this entire evening. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. And then so last thing here. So at the music store, Peter and I worked together for about 7 years. Last year, I just started a new job, working with camera equipment. And as you guys know, Pete using the cameras and everything. And so within a couple months of working there, somebody else got canned, and we needed somebody else to come help the company. So I recommended Peter. He now works with me again. I'm his boss again. You're pretty stupid for letting me do that twice. 3 strikes and you're out, pal. And my last thing here. Yeah, that is the third last thing I'm going to say. And another thing about Peter that I like, that I don't think a lot of people know, because Peter's a pretty reserved kind of guy. He's not, letting it all out there for everybody. However, Pete does this one really cool thing that I do like a lot, and if you say to Peter, yeah, but what if we did it? Surprisingly, he'll go along with you. And we recently went to, with our new job, we went to a trip to Australia to do some training and this and that, and we got to do a lot of really funny things. Specifically on the last night that we were there, we went out to dinner with our bosses. Took us to a nice dinner. It's about 8 o'clock. We have a flight back to America in the morning at 11. And it's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, Pete, wouldn't it be fun if we just went to a bar and had a few drinks? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? And we were immediately in the elevator out of the hotel going to get a bunch of drinks. We proceeded to have a ton of drinks. And the one weird thing about Australia is everything closes very early. So we're at the bar, it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, all right, Peter, we should be responsible and get back to the hotel so we can go to sleep, get on the plane. Turns out, buses, trains, Ubers, all closed. And I looked it up. We were exactly 4.8 miles away from the hotel. And we're walking out of the bar, and I said, Pete, wouldn't it be terrible if it was like raining outside or something? Because we do have to walk quite a far distance, and the only thing that could make that worse is rain. Pete, what did we have?
Rain.
Lot of rain. In fact, probably the most rain we've ever seen. So Pete and I proceeded to spend 2.5 hours running across the city of Sydney, completely drenched. And it is, honestly, I've been trying to think of a more favorite memory of mine in the last however many years. Being able to make that memory with you, it's been one of the most important things that have ever happened to me. And like I said before, I don't feel like I necessarily deserve that, because out of the 12 years I've known you, I've liked you for like 7 of them. So Pete, I consider you like a brother. I love you very much. And you are an incredible human being. There's nobody that I can think of that's more deserving of this. And to Julia, I feel like it's a bit of a crime that you and I don't personally know each other as well as I feel like we should. Although I do feel like I know you very, very, very well, because Peter, specifically the first 6 months of you guys going out, would not shut up. It was getting to the point where I was ready to hit him. Every day, oh man, she's so funny, she's so pretty, she likes me back. That's the kicker, that's the most important part. And if even 10% of the things that Peter has said to me about you are true, then you are probably one of the most incredible women in the world. And you also deserve everything that has happened here. And
Okay, lastly, I believe we're going to hear from Al. Perhaps not. Okay.
We just want to thank everybody for coming. It's really cool to see all of our favorite people and almost all of our favorite people.
Talk louder, your mother said.
Peter, I'm gonna have to go with Julia.
Yeah, we just want to thank everybody for coming. I know some people traveled a pretty long way, so it's really, really special to us. Also, happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
I also just wanted to say happy anniversary to one of my best friends, Nick and Liz. I was just them last year at his wedding, which is June 17th. So, their anniversary is tomorrow. So.
We also have a lot of June birthdays in our family and friends, so happy birthday to all of them.
Again.
Go in for a kiss.
Go ahead and kiss. Kiss.
All right.